Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Valley Life. I'm Rich Krebs. Now, I'm going to bring up a topic right now that's not a normal dinner conversation when you're sitting there. It's bankruptcy. And a lot of us, when we get to the point where we're thinking, man, this might be my only option, we have no idea where to turn. Why wait till it's too late? Let's get some information right now. And I'm hoping you want these questions answered that I'm about to ask, because I really know nothing about it. This man does. Mr. Rick Banks, attorney at law, how are you, sir?
Good, Rich. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. After the last time I got to speak with you, I had so many questions over several other topics. I wanted to come back and talk a little bit about bankruptcy. What exactly is bankruptcy, and why do people then get into it and choose that as an option?
Well, the bankruptcy laws were enacted by Congress to give people the ability to get a fresh start in life financially. You know, things happen in life that you don't anticipate. You get in over your heads, and it seems like there's no way out. And so bankruptcy is there to afford people the opportunity to get rid of debt.
Okay. So what does bankruptcy do for you? Are there certain things that it definitely eliminates?
Well, yeah, primarily for consumers, it gets rid of things like credit card debt, medical bills, auto loans, those kinds of things. Okay.
Are there things that are issues in bankruptcy then that, sorry, we can't touch those?
Absolutely. Things like child support, alimony, tax debts, student loans, those generally are not dischargeable in a bankruptcy.
So the government's going to help you eliminate some of the debt, but not the debt to them.
Not theirs, of course.
Okay. Now, there's different chapters that I always hear about bankruptcy. What are the differences, and why do people choose different chapters of bankruptcy?
A Chapter 7 is probably the most common nowadays, and it's basically what's known as a straight bankruptcy. You just go in, you file, the debt is discharged, and it's over and done with in just a matter of a couple of months. Okay. Chapter 13, on the other hand, is if someone has a regular income and can afford to repay some or all of their debt, then they do that for anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Now, if you choose either of those options, then can you eventually have credit again?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, with a Chapter 7, for instance, which is what we do most, when our clients hire us, we get a current credit report for them, and it gives their FICO or their credit score. Okay. And it gives an estimate of what that credit score will be in 12 months after the bankruptcy. And without exception, the credit score goes up because you're getting rid of all that debt.
Got it. Okay. So it can hurt you for a little bit, but within a year, you can be right back on track.
Right. In fact, I've had numerous clients come to me within a few months who have purchased a home or purchased a new car, or, I just caution my clients because they'll start getting unsolicited credit offers and they don't want to get back in that same hole.
Got it. Then you put yourself back in the limit of, hey, you just borrowed this much money again. Well, what are you doing?
Right. And you can't do another bankruptcy, not that anyone would want to, but for another 8 years, so you just don't want to get in over your head again. Okay.
And what about property? A lot of people think if they file for bankruptcy, sorry, it's all gone. They take everything from you.
No. In fact, most people would be surprised to know that they get to keep most, if not all, of their property. Rarely do they lose any property in a bankruptcy.
Okay. Now, once they've gone through the process, what about then the tax burdens that come up? Is the government still kind of, collecting on your previous income or something like that? How does that get handled?
Well, if you owed the government taxes when you file bankruptcy, that debt is still there, and the government is going to continue to collect, and so generally people just make payment arrangements.
Okay. Now, hardships do come up. Like you said, look, life gets in the way, and sometimes you're in trouble. What are the most common reasons people are coming in and saying, Rick, hey, I'm in trouble, help me out? Which form of bankruptcy should I go through?
Well, in this economy, people left and right are having financial difficulties because they've lost a job, they can't find a job, and so they're in over their head. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, and so they'll come in and talk to me, and for the most part, we find that Chapter 7 is the chapter that they're going to file under. Okay.
Now, you're super easy to find. 776 Shaw. You're on the north side of the road. Bank of America, Wells Fargo's right there. Easy to find. For me, that's huge because I've been in law offices where you walk through the maze and you're looking for names on the door and trying to find the right person. You're super simple and right here in the center of town.
Right, and we've also got a website, www.centralvalleylaw.com. It has a lot of information about bankruptcy.
Okay. Now, kind of walk me through the process before we run out of time. When someone comes in and they pick up the phone and say, Rick, I'm in trouble, help me out. What questions then are they going to need, or what information should they have for you so that you're more prepared then to handle their case?
We're going to set up a free consultation for them to come in and meet with us. We'll gather up all their financial information. We'll need to see their pay stubs and a few things like that. Then we'll do the calculations and see which chapter they're going to file under, and then if they decide to move forward, it'll take a couple of weeks to get everything ready. We file it, and then it's onward and upward from there.
I love it. Rick, free consultation. Those are words that people love to hear. Thank you so much for your time. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
Folks, give Rick a call right now. You're facing that hill thinking, man, is this my last option? It may not be. And if it is, you certainly want an expert like Rick Banks on your side that's going to help walk you through it to make it as painless as it can be. Don't go anywhere. There's a whole lot more Valley Live coming up right after this.